Hello everyone, I'm back with another Reddit Addicts episode. If you find my videos entertaining, please kindly subscribe and like them. Thanks to everyone for your suggestions and kind notes. Now, let's get started with today's exciting stories.
Caught my wife, 29F, cheating on me, 29M, again after a year. Why do I question my own sanity? Background: I'm 29M, wife, 29F, and we have two beautiful girls under 4 years old. Bear in mind my wife suffers from depression. At one point, was hospitalized and was diagnosed as being suicidal. She takes medication, or at least should be taking medication as instructed. Story: I caught my wife having an affair back in December 2020. I didn't find out until a month later, January 2022, when my 2-year-old daughter gave me my wife's cell phone since it was out in the open in the living room. The lights popped up due to an incoming text message. The moment I got the phone, I noticed the text message said, "I love you." I recognized the name, it was a close friend of hers, and my heart dropped. Not from that message alone, but the messages that were exchanged before. I was filled with anger, shock, disappointment, and darkness. I couldn't believe I was experiencing what I consider a nightmare. When I confronted my wife with her phone, I asked her, "What is this? What is going on?" I kid you not, the first thing that comes out of her mouth is, "Why are you even looking at my phone?" From there, I was even more angry than before. Could not believe what came out of her mouth. She didn't feel sorry until further down our conversation. However, now that I think about it, her sorry wasn't sincere. The fact that I had to dig it out of her. Even then, it's not how I would act at all if I was in her position. Anyhow, she tells me her side of the story and confirmed she had sexual intercourse with this guy on multiple occasions. She emphasized that she was super depressed, wasn't happy at the house, and that I wasn't giving what she needed, nor was I truly listening to her for a while. In general, she tried to play the victim and blame me for her actions. Of course, I did not know how to react, knowing what I know now, so I took the blame like a fool. I literally blamed myself for her cheating. Devastation and heartbreaking doesn't come close to how I felt and how I feel now just thinking about it. I do not wish this type of behavior on anyone. Fast forward 1 month later, I decided that I wanted to continue our relationship and try to reconcile, but the only way for it to work was for her to break the affair and block this guy from all forms of social media outlets, messaging apps, etc. Literally erase this home wrecker from our family. She did that, and I was there when she made the phone call and blocking him on all social media outlets. A year passes, and while we had some rocky moments, I felt like things were getting better. We continued to see a couples therapist once a week, and that lasted for 6 to 7 months. We ended the sessions thinking we no longer needed them and continued to practice what we gathered from the sessions. It's now February 2022, on a Saturday morning. I wake up at 5:30 a.m. to feed our cat. I go back to our bedroom and noticed her phone was out next to her. I simply wanted to close the phone and get back to sleep, but noticed it was the AP's username. I could not believe what I saw. I paused for a moment thinking this was all but a nightmare. I didn't scroll through the messages because that was more than enough for me. Everything that I thought ended a year ago all came back flashing before my eyes. This time, I was calm, collective, and didn't shit or scream in anger like I did the first time. I woke her up and asked, "Who is this? What's going on?" She didn't say a word for 5 to 10 minutes. It was complete silence. She then proceeds to explain that once again she wasn't happy, felt depressed, and didn't really stop having feelings for this guy. However, he only reached out to check up on me to make sure I was alive. At that point, I just couldn't trust what she said at all. The second chance, the little trust one still had for her, spat right back into my face. From there, she didn't apologize right off the bat. She tried to play the victim, justifying why she did what she did and that it was my fault for thinking we didn't need to continue couples therapy after the 6 to 7 months. I took a walk outside for 30 minutes, came back and said I want a divorce. I can't continue punishing myself even though I still love you. Ever since then, I've continued to question myself. My self-esteem has never been this damaged before in my entire life. I believe marriage is sacred because I was raised with that mindset. So now, we are in the process of getting a lawyer to prepare for the divorce process. I'm still trying to process everything, speaking with my friends for support, and so on. Once we are divorced, I plan to tell her family why we divorced rather than her trying to hide the truth. But what do you guys think? Should I? I feel like I should to ensure they don't believe any lies that may come out her mouth to suit her own agenda. Lastly, 1. Why do cheaters like to play victim the moment they are caught? 2. Why do cheaters blame the betrayed spouse? 3. Why do I question my own sanity when I'm not the one who cheated? Again, thank you so much for everyone that took the time to read and share their thoughts. I hope everyone that has moved on is at a better mental state and is with someone who truly cares and respects you no matter how things unfold. Caught my wife, 30F, effectively setting up to cheat on me, 28M. After a talk, she admitted she isn't sure if she loves me anymore. My wife and I have been together for 10.5 years, married since July last year. Up until yesterday, I genuinely thought we had what could only be described as a picture-perfect relationship, barely argued, good sex life, pretty much the same goals, no money problems, and we wanted to spend the rest of our lives together. As of November-December last year, she developed depression that really took hold of her. The big swing came after she was told officially that she cannot have kids. She's sort of known this for a while as she had cancer when she was a child, but this made it official, and her grandfather died. She went to the doctors who diagnosed the depression, booked her with a therapist, and gave her some antidepressants. Well, she only saw the therapist for 4 sessions, that was all that was initially booked, but the antidepressants seemed to do the trick. In fact, not only did they make her feel normal again, but it knocked her sex drive into overdrive. So yesterday I was at home, on the laptop. I went into iPhoto to find a picture from a while back, when I came across some pictures she took of herself in underwear. This didn't lead to any initial concerns, as I know she wanted to take some anyway, but they were initially stored in photo booth. However, one of them, of her in her bra, with some nipple showing, had been marked that it had been emailed. My curiosity was piqued. She can't have accidentally clicked email and then deleted the draft, as it said successfully emailed. She wouldn't try and save the draft for future, as it's saved on the laptop. Now, we both know each other's email and Facebook passwords. Not because of any trust issues, but we just ended up knowing them. There were never any problems with this, but with this anomaly, I had to check. So, I went into her email and found the picture. It had been emailed, as it had said, to a male friend of hers from uni. And the conversation that preceded it effectively said, without using such words, that she was coming on to him. She called herself a self-confessed spankophile, talked about a blowjob that she owed him, in joking terms, but made suspicious by the context. She said she was going on holiday with a female friend to Turkey, and when he asked for pictures, he said that her friend wouldn't be happy with that. But she'll send him pictures of her, but that he needs to send some of him to reciprocate. This was not just a chat with a good friend that just went a little over the line, this was well over that point. I confronted her, just saying that it was marked email and implying that she could have just saved it to drafts, gave her the opportunity to confess or lie, and she lied. We had a long chat, and she admitted that she isn't sure if she loves me anymore, and she's felt like this since November-December. She did say, however, that when she feels like this, she doesn't have any love for anything, this is a symptom of depression, but I need to know how to get over this. I need to know how I can trust her again. I need to know how to stop torturing myself with the thought that if she wasn't so sloppy with covering her tracks, that she would have slept with another man. What do I do? TLDR wife went nearly naked email to another guy while giving him the come on. She admitted she isn't sure if she loves me anymore, but this may be a symptom of depression. Don't know what to do. Edit, please don't simply respond with divorce her or lawyer Facebook Jim. I do want to work through things with her first, but I just need to know what to do now.
We hope you enjoyed this story. Thanks for watching and hope to see you in the next video. And before you go, please be sure to subscribe for more.